What's going on, guys?
Hello.
Oh,
Hello.
some JQA.
JQA calling.
All right, fat guy. Who started with the ball? Looks like the Browns.
Is this the Cleveland Browns just after getting a first down on a Nick Chubb run? Mayfield pass to Jarvis Landry. One half of a $36 million duo. Isn't that a good idea if you're a team and you want to build your team? Let's spend $36 million on receivers.
Yeah, no kidding. It's just bizarre.
It's a good way to get your team going, yeah?
Yeah. So what's going on, Donnie? How you doing tonight? You got anything on this game?
Second and 3. Oh. Now, the Jets have a bit of a caveat. There's no Sam Darnold starting. Trevor Siemian in place. In addition to that, Quinnen Williams, their first-round pick, isn't playing, as well as
C.J. Mosley.
C.J. Mosley, probably their best player on defense.
Yep.
So you add a lot together. The Browns don't have much of a reason for losing this game. They really don't. But it's the Browns, and nothing would surprise me. It's 3rd and 3 right now, and they're at their 38.
Lots of time to throw.
Is it Landry?
It's Ernest Johnson, I believe.
Ernest Johnson, yeah. Oh, I thought it was 80, not 30. Oh, there's a flag down. We're going to bet you it's holding on the Browns. Be my guess.
Dontrell Hilliard is out this game with a concussion, so Ernest Johnson will be filling in for snaps. Holding on the defense.
Who got beat there? That was
Brian Poole.
Brian Poole? No.
I didn't see who it was. Probably one of the linebackers, if I had to guess, if it was.
Yeah. Chubb stopped behind the line. They're mentioning that Blake Cashman is a rookie. He's going to have to start more or less in place of C.J. Mosley. Well, he'll be filling in some of the snaps that are being left in the void by Mosley. I mean, they gave up 17 unanswered points when Mosley went out of the game against the Bills in Week 1. So this is, I might say this is the most significant injury for the Jets apart from Darnold, and maybe even more so. This has got to be...
What a catch.
Oh, man. I got to be honest. As much as I don't like Odell Beckham, he is capable of ridiculous catches. One-handers in particular, and there's another one right there. Yeah, this was absurdly... This is catch of the week. Absolutely. Because the coverage was impeccable, to be honest.
That catch was unreal. It's nice to see. This this defense is actually a lot weaker without...
Oh, he's not wearing a watch.
It's about time. Like, literally, it's about time.
A really, really good one.
Whatever. We're just starting out. I need to warm up.
Yeah, no, that's gonna do it. That was almost a pick.
Poole's done a good job early on against...
Yeah, not messing around. Freddie Kitchens looks like he spent too much time in the kitchen, honestly.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not good. I need to warm up too then, eh?
I couldn't come up with anything witty enough to get it out quite as quick.
The refs are talking to Kitchens. I don't know what's going on here.
If I had to guess, some sort of substitution problem.
Beckham took his helmet off. I don't know what's going on. He's being wimpy on the sideline.
I don't get it either.
They're switching up his mouth guard. Maybe he's got an Antonio Brown problem. Well, Browns are going to have to settle for a field goal here. I always feel like there's a big advantage when a defensive coach switches off and joins a new team. All year, it's been a week. Why doesn't he have a backup helmet ready? I'd like to know that one. This is so, like...
When you talk about, like, fishy stuff...
What do you mean? Do you think they're trying to take him out of the game on purpose?
I don't know. There's ways that a ref can affect a game.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. You know what might be an issue here, though, is... Like, what if he has some stupid accessory? Because he seems to like the fashion aspect a lot more than he does playing.
Yeah, it could be.
I mean, he's got a watch on week one. Maybe he tried to get, what do they call it, flexing with your new shield?
I don't know. But you keep it going. I'll be back.
Stunting?
I'll be back.
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Stunting with your daddy?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I'd like the Browns win by 1 point. That'd be good for me. Browns win by 1 point. Obviously, we have the Jets here, but it's this point spread bet. So Browns by 1 or 2 would be really good. Yeah, they will be, and this isn't indicative, Big Dick Donnie, about who the Jets are, because we mentioned earlier. I mean, there's no Mosley, no Quinnen Williams, no Darnold. Like, you should win this game, Browns. Like, come on, guys. I ended up 3-0. OBJ had an incredible catch. Simeon's actually a winning quarterback. I looked it up. He was 13-11. Me and Big Ryan kind of like him in relief, at least in spread games, because we call it the Alex Smith effect, where guys are
throw left-handed.
yeah, guys are boring, but have reasonable results. So they're.
Are you talking about Trevor Siemian?
Yeah.
He's the perfect Alex Smith comparison.
Well, I call the Alex Smith effect. We do because you get covers from these guys because they're so boring. No one likes them.
Yeah. I was talking about it with a lady at work today, and she scoffed at it being Trevor Siemian. Like they don't have a chance. This game's done.
Oh yeah, they have Le'Veon Bell who just got 6-yard carry. I forgot about that guy.
Le'Veon's pretty good. He's been a guy who's destroyed the Browns pretty much every game.
Every game he's in his career, yeah. Jamal Adams said, "Don't sleep on him. He can get the job done." About Trevor Siemian, we're agreeing.
Jamal Adams doesn't have much choice but to say that. So
yes, but I'm in agreement with him.
I am too. I know 68% of people don't think the Jets can win this game.
Oh, this is an easy sack here. Myles Garrett. That's really good for fat guy here.
You've got Garrett in a sack
I got Garrett in a sack pool.
That's perfect.
Me and one of my friends, we do these pools, usually $100 a pool. We'll do, I think we did 15 of them. So I drafted Myles Garrett in the sack pool. So this has been good. I historically do well in these pools. Probably because you're not allowed to use your phone, so you have to do it all by memory. And that's one thing I do have. That's about it.
And that's why I don't play in them.
Big Rye has a memory of a goldfish, unfortunately. He's better than me in just about everything in life, except that. And the whole talking thing, too. I guess that's a big factor. But I'm not even married like you are.
That's true. It shows you how communication isn't important.
Yes. You ever seen that Seinfeld episode? You don't watch Seinfeld, but it's the greatest show ever, and you're an idiot. But when Milos sells a tennis racket to Jerry, Milos says the only racket he plays with and he sells is a $300 Brewline racket. Jerry finds out that Milos is a terrible tennis player and he can beat him. But since Jerry saw Milos now realizes it'll jeopardize his business how bad of a tennis player he is. So he wants Jerry to play him in a tennis match, and they do. And Milos starts taking liberties despite Jerry intentionally losing. And one of his insults is, "Look at this baby. He's not even married like I am." So I had to bring the whole story for a full circle here. You guys don't want anything to do with me in Seinfeld trivia. Everyone will lose.
It's a possibility.
Yeah.
Right now, there's only a few people to compete with, so I like your odds.
I do too. I'm a gambling man. Look at the hat I'm wearing. Just letting everyone know. I'm putting the vibe out there. There's a lot of car commercials, and I always found it interesting that like how many people are in the market for a car. It's like when you get a Sears catalog and there's bras in it. I'm not in the market for a bra. Pretty soon here, though. I don't know. You add a few more pounds, and I'm gonna be.
YouTube says that our content is not suitable for most advertisers, whatever that means.
The live stream wasn't?
Yeah, right now.
Right now? Probably because they got this giant fat guy with a gambling hat on. It's really taboo.
It could be.
No one can sell a car when I'm wearing this outfit. Or if I'm just in it. Maybe I'm on a list. I'm some sort of predator.
It could be.
Yeah.
Do you guys think the Red Rifle is a good replacement for Big Ben? Red Rifle is an Andy Dalton?
Or Mason Rudolph.
I think Rudolph's going to be just fine. Obviously, you're not getting as much with Rudolph as you have historically with Big Ben, but I'm just checking. There wasn't any like Andy Dalton stuff today, right? He didn't get traded.
I didn't see anything.
This is a weird quote from Andy Dalton today. He's never understood booing, but knows Bengals have to win back fans.
Oh, they're gonna. Why is that the news that they're gonna trade for Andy Dalton?
And no, I don't think Andy Dalton's a good replacement for Big Ben. I think they're just fine with Rudolph. He's going to be a lot cheaper going forward.
Yes, Big Rye's smart there. Yeah, it is.
And then contract-wise, they can do so much more with other spots on that Steelers team. Probably to spend on their defense, if I had to guess.
Hey, so what does Red Rifle make anyways? $18 million a year? And Rudolph's what? Less than $1 million.
Let's double check and see.
Big Rye's big on rookie contracts because of the unbelievable discount you get. Guys outside of the second round, if you find a quarterback in the second or third round that plays, it offers the most value of any position.
Yeah, Dalton's getting paid $16 million a year. Let me zoom this in so you guys can maybe potentially see. And then Mason Rudolph is getting paid just under $1 million for the next 3 years.
There's like considerable value. Interesting thing though is you are going to have to overpay in free agency, and $16 million is going to bring you 2 really strong players, so you're going to overpay twice. But we're going to get back to the game here. Almost an interception thrown by Mayfield to David Njoku, and he was just taken out from underneath him by 21 on the Jets. It's 3rd and 8.
I don't get like what's a hit on a defensive receiver and what's the difference between that hit? You can take a guy out by his legs and he can crash down into the ground with his helmet, but you can't hit a guy in the helmet. I don't get it.
I think you should just be able to kill all of them. I like that.
Most concussions happen when your head hits the ground. Because
Yes.
the ground's way harder than any hit that you're going to make.
Yeah. 3rd and 8, midfield, Browns, bootleg, out to his weak side. Mayfield looks indecisive. There's a flag down there. The ball is caught anyways by 88, Demetrius Harris.
But he's out of bounds. So this flag's key.
And so the issue with Odell's Beckham's was, I guess, the reflectiveness of it. I don't know.
Oh, was it a tinted visor?
It was a multicolored tinted visor. You need swag, Big Guy.
Well, sure.
Why? How can you play if you're not fashionable?
Well, the part that's weird is, like, that's a team thing. Like, the team's equipment guys should know what's allowed, what's not allowed.
That's true, but not if your star wants it to be allowed. Now, there's a roughing the passer call on Rotez Miles. I want to see this again. That's a fair hit. It was Jamal Adams, rather. Oh, get out of here. I don't know what the problem is there, honestly. He hit him. He pushed him down slightly after the pass, but I mean, I don't know. I'm so old school, guys. I like the more hits, the better. The more people that get hit, the happier big fat guy is. Big fat guy.
Booger's fingers thought it was a fair call. It's ironic that a guy named Booger literally can't pick his nose.
Yeah. No, he just has to angle his head completely sideways. So if he breaks his neck, he can pick his nose. Or elbow.
There you go.
You know what I found interesting about Big Ben having to get surgery on his elbow?
What?
Of all the injuries that put him down,
Yeah.
It's an elbow. This guy's been the toughest guy in the NFL for 15 years. And an elbow is the one that does it, eh?
That's a good point.
I've seen him have his leg in a walking boot and finish a game against the Browns on a Monday nighter about 8 years ago. Of course, leading the game-winning drive. Getting blindside hit in the back of the head by Will Smith. Finished the play. He was a little shooken up after for about a play, but
And
Ben
little known
Roethlisberger.
fact, he went on to play the genie in Aladdin.
Yes, he did. And then serious motorcycle accident. Ready for the season.
Yeah.
Career ending for most. Minor inconvenience for Big Ben. They're bringing the house, man. Oh. Totally missed throw by Mayfield to Beckham. They're both looking like they want flags, but that's insane. That's just a missed throw.
They're complaining about being held at this point of the route.
Okay, Seibert, the new improved Brown special teams up here for a kick. And that looks good. I like how drafted kickers historically haven't done well, at least the last 5 years.
Yeah.
And then here we go.
You only really notice the guys that get drafted higher. And those guys have been poor.
Daniel Carlson, particularly Roberto Aguayo.
And Randy Bullock.
Randy Bullock's still on a team kicking, though.
Yeah, but he's been below average. He's been one of the worst kickers.
Worst kickers that still have a job.
That's true. Roblo here, just getting out of the hot tub. Good evening, guys. That's awesome. I feel like you might not have gotten out of that hot tub.
We're thinking about putting one in here. You know, putting one right in the center. Just make it a hot tub show.
Yeah, it'd be entertaining, that's for sure.
I went from a handsome guy when I was younger to a guy who legally has to wear a t-shirt in the pool.
Yeah. And I've both peed in and on a pool, so.
Everyone pees in the pool. The pool chemical content is built in, so there's a certain amount of urine. Niners did look good.
Fat guy.
What's that?
Is out of 98 people that have entered our picks contest, only 9 have played 2 of the weeks and are above 500.
Who is that? Mickey Hill, Detroit Time, Micro Odds, Bobby Nukes, Half Moon Picks, Satuple, Gay for Fat Guy. I know him. Thanks, Jeff.
49ers look good on Sunday. Oh, we appreciate that, Jeff. That's really nice.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
You're the first person to donate to us.
It's the maiden Tipperoonie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they sure do, man. It's a band.
Winger rules. Jeff, if the fat guy and I could, we would join you in that hot tub in a second.
Yeah, we'll drink some. Oh, in Canada, in replace of champagne, it's called Baby Duck. So we would happily join you and drink some Baby Duck.
Is that like champagne?
Well, it's sparkling wine, Big Rye.
Ooh.
We keep it classy. I'll wear denim in the hot tub if I have to. Keep it Canadian.
Amen.
That's right. Couple of Bush.
Very formal of you.
Wildcat to Bell, direct snap high, up the gut, liking it.
Yeah, it was a disappointing performance from the Steelers. We were just talking about Mason Rudolph. It sucks that they've lost Roethlisberger, but
And they're
it shouldn't
0-2.
be too much of a drop off. I bet the Steelers to win the division, so it's not looking good. It's not a great start.
No, it's not.
They should be, from the odds makers' perspective, they should be 1-1. They should have beat Seattle, but that's why they play the games.
Crowder, who got targeted a team high 16 times.
He had 16 targets last game.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
he had 14 receptions for 99 yards.
I don't think I've seen him make a catch outside the numbers.
That's right, Jake. That's generally true. We usually do slightly better than a coin flip, but not through 2 weeks.
What's going on, Jake? How you doing tonight?
Jake Jacobs, another favorite, let's call him. Oh, Simeon missed the pass to Demaryius Thomas, newly acquired from the Patriot.
Simeon had the hot feet there in the pocket.
Not like the hot boys who look great in defense for the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, Quan and company look good.
Quan Alexander. Oh, there's some name for the secondary of the Chargers. I came upon it on Saturday, and I can't remember it, though. It's like Dank Boys or something.
Well, do you know what Terry McLaurin's nickname is?
What?
Scary Terry.
Is it really?
Yeah. That's what Case Keenum calls him.
Well, he's the second scary rhyme benefactor, that second best one I can think of. We're talking, of course, of Scary Perry Caravello, if anyone has ever seen Windy City Heat. Only about 15,000 people have seen it, so.
Are you talking about 7722 Reseda Boulevard?
Apartment 102? Yes, I am.
Perry Caravello?
That's his business and home personal address.
Yeah. Have you bought one of his skateboards yet?
No, he's not very good on the email. Yeah, so the Jets punted. They're making it easy because they're not sustaining drives. So the 6-0 for the Browns, and they'll be getting it. They'll be getting the ball, not quite at midfield.
Who do the Steelers play next week? They play in San Francisco.
This is a nice one to take the Steelers. What's the spread though? They got to be big dogs. 7?
7.5.
Lovely. Oh, I love that line.
And
because the Niners can't look any hotter than they are right now.
39% of bettors are on Pittsburgh, 61 on San Fran.
Pittsburgh still gets a lot of benefit of the doubt, considering who they are.
I'm going to grab another drink. That water's good if you want to have that water. Man, just so many commercials. I thought they cut the commercials down.
And it feels like it's more. Like, I feel like I own a Dodge Ram. Of course, Big Riot and I drive little girl Asian cars. I enjoy my my Altima, though. I got to be real here, guys, because no one thinks that a 6'6", 300-pound man is going to come out of it when you honk at him and high beam at him. They really don't. You know what I realize though? I would probably be better off playing left tackle at the Browns for what they have, but the Jets have yet to be able to take advantage of it. No, I got surgery, pal. That was on my left leg. That's my plant leg.
You should display this.
And everyone, that championship T-shirt has arrived. This is for the Week 1 winner. The Week 2 winner will be getting one as well. This is what it looks like. So if you can read that there, I'm not going to have to read it if you can read it.
It's backwards in our video, but it says BigRyanTheFatGuy.com, Week 1 champion. And then it's got the username K2, 4x4. And then show them what you get on the back.
Oh, this is my favorite part, guys.
I know it's upside down, but it says Point it a little bit that way. A little bit away from me. It says, I finished on top of the fat guy.
Wouldn't be the first bloke to say that, but... That's even gross. I can't even get that one out.
I like that you called him a bloke.
A bloke, yeah. Like it's such a common thing.
Only people from the UK have been finishing on top of you. Yeah, Donnie liked that.
Yeah, I know. It's good. There's reason to win it. There's reason to win. I want some of that. Open that chocolate bar, you jerk.
The fat guy spent every last dollar of his paycheck making that T-shirt, so hopefully K2,
yeah, right.
Hopefully K2 likes that.
No, I do with everything, Big Rye. I repurpose other people's gambling losses to things to benefit my fat gut and other people's funny bones, let's call it.
Jake wants to win one of those shirts. I don't blame him. I kind of want to win one too. I'm going to start entering in fake stuff after the fact. Game this game.
So you're missing a big chunk here, Big Rye.
They put M&Ms inside of this chocolate.
Yeah, that's why I bought it.
Sense.
It's delicious. I'm a bit of an Indian giver. We're already limited by advertisers, so I will say Indian giver. I gave Big Rye a bunch of chocolate. Well, this one big bar, and now I'm eating it. What did he expect, though? What an idiot.
See? This was a concussion-worthy hit. And no flag. But if you get helmet to helmet, I don't get it. I do get it. Because it's not actually about player safety. It's about the appearance of player safety.
Excellent. Excellent analysis, Big Rye. I never heard it better. We're talking about factors outside the game, but there is a game happening.
Chubb's got a little bit of a limp running off the field. I don't know if he's just fixing his shoes or it looks like it's just a shoelace.
3rd and 5, Browns just before midfield. Looks like the 46-yard line. Ernest Johnson checks in on 3rd and 5. They're playing a bit off number 80 here, Jarvis Landry. He's pretty much signaling you should come to me. I don't know why they're doing this. Oh, they ran they just put really veiled pass attempt here.
Look at this Jamal Adams hit on this side.
I want to hear a bit of Lango better.
Watch this Jamal Adams hit.
Yes! See, Adams is my kind of player. Violence.
I'm so disappointed that Jonathan Abrams out for the rest of the year.
I know. He plays like that.
Chiefs versus Ravens is the best game next week. It's going to be one that people are most interested in.
The Ravens are deceptive, though. I don't think the Ravens are as strong as what's purported. The Chiefs are rowdy. I'm sorry. The Chiefs might be the best team in the league.
The Chiefs on offense are going to be a lot better than Baltimore.
You know what? I'm going to retract that. I have to give the Patriots nod because even though their defense hasn't faced too much,
that Patriots defense is scary, and
I've heard they're very good.
Enough. Well, I like how I just said they're good enough when they have maybe the best trio of receivers ever.
Yeah.
The Baltimore at Kansas City. Kansas City 6.5-point favorites at home right now. 63%ers, 63% on Kansas City. That's a tough one. Where would you set the line?
It's Ravens at KC. Yeah, it's I would say KC minus 5.5. That would be my line. Yeah,
you'd have them essentially one win better in our system because they're already 4-point favorites at home.
Yeah,
maybe 4.5.
I think KC minus 5.5 is appropriate. Now Sergio Morenko. Let me butcher the name. Just let me do it. Morenso. He's asking where Ramsey's going to end up. Well, usually I would say the team that pending free agent is going to end up on is their own.
Well, reports are today that Ramsey wants out.
Yeah, but I don't. Let me elaborate a little bit here,
You're
pal.
saying that that's the most likely place he stays.
No, usually, but not in this case. Because they don't want him, and he's a great player, but they don't want him, and he doesn't want to be there, I don't think.
I'll read these updates on Ramsey. He's requested a trade following the Week 2 loss, and it involved a sideline altercation with Doug Marrone. That's Ramsey. They're already going up in flames following an 0-2 start after so much promise heading into the season. They lost Nick Foles. They laid an egg in Houston. Ramsey
They didn't lay an egg in Houston. They had a great showing.
Ramsey locked down DeAndre Hopkins in the game, but he and Marrone got in a heated screaming match on the sideline, forcing the two to be separated by other defensive backs. Ramsey signed through 2020, and he has yet to get an extension from the Jags. It's saying how the team's quitting on Marrone. Again, teams will be wrapped around the building for a chance to acquire Ramsey, one of the best corners in the game who could press and shadow, turns 25 next month. Next story says that the Jags are wanting a first-round pick and more in exchange for Ramsey.
Yeah, that's not unreasonable. I just don't know who's going to pay that. If there's very little interest, I could see the Patriots throwing a flyer and paying him the money. The Patriots don't mind spending a little money on the corner, and they're very good at curbing divas. And I actually think the Patriots have a reasonable cap situation right now, which is hilarious.
I actually don't think that Ramsey would be a huge addition to that secondary. That secondary has already played so well.
Oh, I agree, but remember when they did it with Brandon Browner and Darrelle Revis just for 1 year? Like a 1-year deal wouldn't surprise me. But teams that are actually going to pay him, because I think he's going for a paycheck, Patriots are never going to do that. So, oh God, let's Rolodex in the brain here.
Yeah,
He's going to put you over the top. So you have to think of the.
Well, a team that came to my mind for some reason is Seattle, but I just don't know how much.
I don't think Seattle.
I don't know how much cap they have left. Philadelphia would be an excellent team for him to land.
Yeah, Philly would be a nice team for it, absolutely.
Arizona's a no. Atlanta's a possibility. Baltimore is a scary possibility.
Baltimore?
Yeah.
I don't think they do that kind of stuff though.
Probably not.
It's conservative. They're a conservative team. Raiders, yeah, Sergio. The problem with the Raiders is I don't think they want like this Antonio Brown thing. Obviously, it's a separate player, but they have similar antics, I guess you could say.
Here's another scary place he could end up is Chicago.
There's no way they have the money.
Well, I don't know if any of these teams have money. I'm just thinking from Cincinnati.
And Chicago needs to fix their quarterback situation first.
Cleveland's a no. Dallas is no. Possibly Denver.
This is a tough one. That's a great question.
Denver's all of a sudden kind of weak in the secondary.
They barely paid Chris Harris Jr. and they let Bradley Roby walk. I don't think they would do that. I think he wants to go for a contender and he wants to get paid at least for one season. So Chiefs secondary isn't good. There's a hold.
Here's a coaching staff that would want him. The Detroit Lions.
We want Ramsey? That's interesting. That's interesting.
Very unlike Green Bay. Houston's already made some big deals.
I don't think Houston has the money.
They brought in Roby. Here's a team with definite cap space, and you could argue is a pseudo contender, the Indianapolis Colts.
That's a good point. Yeah, the Colts have the most cap in the league.
Jacksonville's. Kansas City is probably no.
I don't think Kansas City has the money.
Nor would they want to spend it there.
No.
Chargers is a no. I don't know. Chargers is an interesting one.
I don't think so. I don't think they have enough guys on the cheap. What a play. Great job by Kirksey, but I can't believe Bell even got positive yardage on this.
I don't think the Rams have enough money, but the Rams would do it.
Yeah, the Rams would do it, but I don't think they have enough money.
They've already got Peters.
Hey, Detroit time. Number one over 2 weeks.
What's going on? What's going on, boss?
Number one. 1-98.
And he was
the top 1.01%.
He stopped by yesterday and was disappointed with his record. So
he was disappointed with his record?
Yeah, for week 2.
He's 19-11.
Yeah, it's looking really good right now.
63.3%. That's better than the best pros in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Very small sample, though. A lot of line moves went against us, eh?
Yeah.
Not that they would have mattered, but it's just annoying.
Miami's a definite no.
Yeah, Miami's not shelling out money. Why?
Minnesota doesn't have the money.
Minnesota has the least amount of cap of anybody.
I doubt New England has the cap to do it.
I think they do, man.
Here's a team that needs it the most.
Nolans.
The Saints need it the most.
I don't think they have the cap space, though.
If they had Lattimore and Jalen Ramsey, that team's all of a sudden scary.
Yeah.
Giants are a no. The Jets are a... I don't know. Tremaine Johnson is like a healthy scratch. We have him rated as the best corner on the team.
He's the highest paid player on the defense.
$14.5 million. If they want to... They could probably flip Tremaine Johnson to Jacksonville.
Well, and they're going to have to throw in some shit, too.
I know you mentioned Oakland earlier. Oakland could... That's a good fit for him.
I just don't think they want to deal with a diva again, though. That would be my guess.
I think they kind of learned their lesson. They realize they can do without it. Philly's another team that could probably use a corner.
Yeah. Lattimore did get burned by Cooper Kupp. That was a big play. Kupp got the most yards, I think, for the Rams yesterday, 120. No touchdowns, though.
I'm not sure. I skipped over Pittsburgh. I don't think Pittsburgh's going to...
Pittsburgh's not the type.
Seattle, I think they actually like their corner situation.
Well, they're just cheap.
San Fran?
Nah.
San Fran's an interesting one long-term to me.
They got a good deal on Richard Sherman, San Fran, because Sherman negotiated his own contract. Not very well, might I add.
Tennessee already spent a lot of money bringing in...
Tennessee's secondary is of the best in the league.
Logan Ryan.
I wouldn't bother.
Washington could use him after these injuries.
Well, and Norman's getting paid $20 million. Wow. On second and long, Morgan Burnett and company rushed Trevor Siemian. It was a bum rush, if you will, and Odell had nothing to do with it.
It's tough for guys like Lattimore. Who else did it happen to yesterday? There was another shutdown guy that got beat deep. I can't remember who it was, but there was a couple guys that were getting beat deep consistently, and they're like top corners or considered top guys in the league. But it's tough. Like when they were just lining up whoever and running them down the field.
3rd and 29 on their own 9, and they draw a delay of game penalty. That's smart.
I think it was Josh Norman against Dallas.
Yeah, that would make sense. Gallup's hurt, though. That's a little... Oh, he got beat by Devin Street, though. Norman did, didn't he? Or Devin Smith.
Sense.
Devin Smith. That would make sense.
It was his first catch since 2016.
Yeah, he's a burner, but he's always had health issues. I think kickers have gone downhill. They're not as good. I don't know what it is. I feel like it's the only position that's regressed in the NFL. I mean, obviously, you can be results-based with kickers, but you know what? I'm going to take that back. Offensive linemen aren't as good as they used to be either.
It's, sorry, I'm like grossly eating.
Yeah, he's eating this M&M chocolate bar that I bought him, and it's really good.
There's a couple things with kickers, and the main thing is that all the misses are really highlighted. So misses are highlighted more than ever. Like, we all know what happened in every game. That's just how the games are now.
Well, look at their percentages. They're not that good, a lot of them.
Then the second part is extra points. So they've moved the extra points back. So now all of a sudden what was automatic every time before, a 99% chance of making the extra point, has turned into like a, 80% chance.
85, 86. But
why? So there's three or four kickers every week are going to miss an extra point on each team. And that's just how it is.
But I don't think they're good, generally speaking, as the past 20-year average. I feel like it's below. I mean, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but it feels like that he's right.
It's going to be higher. Kicking's actually come up. But it's so good that when guys do miss, that's when it's like, it stands out to you even more.
Beckham with a nice catch and hanging on to this hard-hitting Jets defense. Ford Field is where kickers appear to fall. Prater's one of the best, though, Detroit time. You got to give him credit. If I have a kicker, Matt Prater is one of the hot guys on my list.
Top 5 drunk kickers all time.
Yeah, he likes ecstasy. Who doesn't?
Everyone I know who does ecstasy has a rough hairline.
Yes, they do. And they appear to confuse gender. Oh, nice sack by the Jets.
So here's an interesting point. On that last sack, after he's been hit and brought down, someone comes in and hits him in the head. I don't understand like where these safety rules just stop, because you can't hit a guy in the head, but he's fallen down. I know it's a very light tap, and I don't think this should be a penalty at all.
But what you're arguing is that the rules, the definition of the rules are very, very open to interpretation.
Yeah. I can't believe Mayfield held on to that.
Yeah, I know Detroit time, but that's condensed into one game, right? So we can't hate on Prater. Prater's made some long kicks for you. He did against Arizona as well, the end of the half in week 1.
And most importantly, they won that game. So it's not like you can look back and say, oh, Prater lost us that game. I would be pretty happy that if your field goal kicker missed 2 kicks and you still won that game, you just got to be happy that that's the game it happened.
Yeah.
Because Prater's going to hit a 57-yarder sometime this year to win a game for them. That's just the kind of guy he is.
It already happened, to tie a game. The one thing I got to say about kickers is it's, here we go. 3rd and 7, and it's short to Ernest Johnson. A reception from a Baker Mayfield pass. It's on the 35-yard line. This should be a long field goal attempt coming up. But going back to what you're saying, Detroit time, about kickers, the way that the management handles them, because they get rid of them so easy, they always feel like the sword of Damocles is just dangling above their head. And, something bad's going to happen. Being Greek, I had to somehow, shoehorn in some Greek mythology to drive home my point. My favorite thing about growing up, when people find out you're Greek, they think that your religion is Greek mythology. Yeah, I believe in centaurs and stuff like that. Wow, flag comes in on a 4th down play. Oh, this is going to be a...
It's an attempt to Taywan Taylor.
I got to see what happens here. Holding on the defense.
Is it?
Nate Hairston. Okay, you got to check out this head referee's flag. It's like not yellow. It looks like putrid orange. It looks like it's like damp. It's old piss color. It's great. Yeah, well, Prater is going to be good in the season. I don't think it's fair to keep him under the microscope for everything. Chubb's got a touchdown here.
Good run from Chubb.
Chubb's a favorite player of ours on the Browns.
Yeah, Chubb still has it. It's going to be interesting to see how much he can sustain with this offensive line because it's not a great. It's one of the worst offensive lines in the league, even with two pretty consistent interior linemen. I gotta wash all them holes.
That was a good job by the interior lineman of the Browns. Nice game for Chubb. Now, I'm curious as to see what happens when Kareem Hunt comes back healthy. Does he just become the passing down back? Like, what's the plan for the Browns? Does Chubb still have his well-defined role, or does he lose some snaps to Kareem Hunt? I don't really know what's going to happen. Great question, Jake. I'm going to say, oh, that's a good one.
What is it?
He asked, better chance, Patriots 16-0 or Miami 0-16?
Miami 0-16.
You think so?
It's not even close.
No, my 0-16. I think both are unlikely, to be honest. I think Miami's going to win 1 or 2 games. I don't know how or when. I'm going to go look at their schedule, though.
Here, look at those two guys. They're both playing this next week, and let's look at what the lines are.
I don't think either is going to happen, though. I don't. They have a lot of easy games with the Patriots. You're forgetting that.
Well, New England is 18-point favorites. Miami is 21-point underdogs.
Miami's 21-point underdogs to who?
Dallas.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And they're on the road.
I actually, in my head, I thought that when I looked ahead of that game, I thought that's what the line should be.
Well, that's what you said about the game last week, too.
I wasn't wrong. I mean, we lost. I would have taken Miami in both instances, and we took them then. Because those lines are outlandish. The last time that this was like that was the Jaguars, and what year was that, Big Rye? 2012? They were 36.5-point underdogs against
2013.
Against Seattle and Denver. We're not exactly on those right on those numbers necessarily, but it's called the 80% rule. I apparently the fat guy knows everything, but he's only 80% correct on the details. Okay. Chargers at Dolphins. Redskins at Dolphins. Okay. Bills at Dolphins. And that's it. Dolphins at Jets. I don't see that happening. Bengals at Dolphins, maybe.
Where do you see the spreads? The spreads easing up for Miami.
Excellent question, Big Rye. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. Detroit time. Okay, Dolphins at Cowboys is 21. Chargers at the Dolphins, as it stands, I'm gonna say 9. I would say Chargers minus 9.
Okay.
Redskins at Dolphins. Redskins minus. There's one. Redskins minus 5.5. Okay. Dolphins at Bills. Bills minus 13.5? 12.5? That's a little high, maybe. 12.5?
I'd say 10.
10, okay. Dolphins at Steelers. Steelers minus 9?
Yeah. 14.
14? No. You can't with the backup quarterback. Oh, almost caught by Robbie Anderson. Flag here. Jets at Dolphins. Here we go. Jets at Dolphins. Jets will be, What, 5.5 point favorites maybe? Maybe 6?
I'd say 6.5.
Dolphins at Colts. Colts minus 11.
14.
You think it's that high? Maybe I'm underestimating how bad the Dolphins are. Like Bills at Dolphins.
Think that if we look at the Patriots, there's going to be games where the Patriots are even underdogs.
Yeah, well, it depends how the season shakes out. I'll jump to the good ones here. Bengals at Dolphins. That's Dolphins minus 5 right there. Or sorry, Bengals minus 4 rather. I don't know why I said that.
The Bengals are just... Every team is so much better than the Dolphins right now. I don't think there's that much of a discrepancy between the Patriots and the rest of the league.
Jake. Yeah, better chance Miami. Yeah, it is an interesting question. We both agree.
If we were, I don't have the exact numbers in front of me for predictions for the rest of the season, but if we had to rank the Dolphins between 0 and 16 wins, which we do with every team all the time, where do the Dolphins sit right now?
I still don't think it's as bad as everyone says. I mean, like, getting killed by the Patriots, whatever. I still think they're a 4-win team. You think they're a 2-win team.
Yeah.
I mean...
I do think they're a 2-win team. And I would never put the Patriots as a 14-win team.
No.
So that's kind of where I'm sitting as...
I gotta be honest, this might be the best Patriots team, though, since 2007.
Yeah.
I actually think that this could be the best Patriots team.
Which team do we think has the worst training staff?
I'm
just going to say the Redskins because of the Trent Williams stuff.
Well, also, too, the Redskins have had over 50 guys on IR 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's pretty good math. If we're going to go historically, I'm going to say the Browns and Bucks during the mid-2000s, they had outbursts of infectious viruses that... those are really serious, too, if you get them. Usually, like, people that do, like, jiu-jitsu where they have to roll around on the mat get stuff like that. The MRSA, MRSA. But somehow the Browns and the Bucks from unclean, that was a good one. But as far as it stands, we're going to go Redskins here. Oh, and the Chargers had some uncredited doctor for, like, 10 years, too.
And it's weird that those are the two teams I think a lot of would consider as the two worst owners. Washington and the Chargers.
You guys should read about it. I'm going to find the link actually here. There's Dan Snyder is the cheapest owner in the league.
But I'm saying that like I have no clue. I take my opinion with 2% seriousness.
That's both of us for the most part. We're painting broad strokes here. Simeon with a bomb downfield. Oh, incomplete to Ryan Griffin. Another flag is down. This looks like
what's going on,
Simeon looks hurt.
How you doing tonight? Who's the backup to Simeon? I'm gonna
a second roughing the passer penalty on the Browns. First down for the Jets, who now have and that's the second one on Myles Garrett. Pretty big hit here by... Okay.
That didn't look good.
That doesn't look good on the ankle of Simeon or the plantar of Simeon.
It looks like we're going to see Luke Falk.
Or maybe the tendon. This is not good for the Jets. Hey, Wook Dog. The unofficial champion last year. We have the current first place player, Detroit time.
Boss
and then
Lion.
we have the unofficial champion of the Big Ryan the Fat Guy spread contest last year, Wook Dog. Wook Dog had don't let Wook Dog's bad performance this year fool you. He was dominant last year. Dominant. I'm a Wook Dog fan because he takes the same style of picks that I do. Just garbage teams all day. But Detroit time is on top currently. Go find Wook Dog on there. Jewish sex learner, one of my favorite.
Right now, 12, 18, and 1. I'm gonna check.
Who's up first this week? It's T-shirt time, right?
Yeah, I'll pull up week 2.
I gotta love the creativity of T-shirt time. Oh, Wook Dog, we have the T-shirt here. I'm sure you guys won't mind me showing it off again. This is what you will win. So this is the first place finisher.
It's backwards, but I'll read it for you. Here, let me flip it so you guys can see. Give me a second here.
Yeah, get the technicals right, pal. Hey, no need to thank you, Wook Dog. Your results, I know them. I know the truth.
All right, you can display it now. So it says BigRyanTheFatGuy.com 2019 Week 1 champion, and it has your username at the bottom. And then what does it say on the back? I finished on top of the fat guy.
Sorry, we're really milking this gag.
If the refs weren't terrible and Bears versus Broncos, you'd be 7-7.
Yeah, I can buy that. No, we weren't exactly happy about that result either. Don't worry.
Wook Dog had a good week 2 here. He went 9-6.
Wook Dog went 9. That's good. Good for him. Ooh, Big Rise, Big Thighs went 9-6 too. I love these names, guys. The more insulting, the better. I gotta be real here. Yeah, me and Big Rye take insults and criticism very well.
I'm very sensitive.
Yeah, sure he is. He's the most soulless person. Don't take him. Don't take his dead eyes for any sort of pulse. There's nothing behind there.
I'm alive.
All right. Up the gut run by Le'Veon Bell, heading into Browns territory. Jets are driving, everyone, with their third string quarterback in tow. I love it. Simeon is heading to the locker room. This looks like an IR injury, guys. I got to be real. That's an Achilles. It's something bad.
I can't believe he's walking off on.
I can't believe he's walking off. That's the toughness fat guy loves. Loves that. No Kiki QT stuff. None of that. Kiki QT would end his career there. He'd retire after that. Another run by Bell. This is smart. And Bell is just being Le'Veon Bell, and he's got 7 yards, going at the slowest speed possible for a running back.
He's just so good.
The thing I like about Bell is he's not a fast guy.
He messed up 2 guys there. Watch what he does in the hole here. Because, Schobert should have him easy.
Well, I'm glad he didn't. My buddy Warren in the pools, he's got Joe Schobert in tackles. I can't give up tackles. Bell with a first down. So the Jets are going to run to catch up in a game. This is a bold strategy, Cotton.
I don't it's comical that they weren't doing this from the start.
Yeah, what? Hey, let's just ghost ride the whip with Bell. I don't get it. 40 carries, let's do it. And he can do it too if anyone
That's what this game's turned into.
What's that?
That's what this game is now.
Oh yeah.
And
Luke Falk gets to hand the ball off.
It's funny
I can play quarterback.
They know the Browns know they're going to run.
And they can't do anything. That's my favorite style.
They got 8 in the box here.
Another run to Bell for no gain. That's fine. Let's do it again, boys. Or we can pass to Bell. That's an option. I don't know if Luke Falk can pass, but we're going to find out.
Can pass. There's going to be a lot of play action too.
Yeah, I don't know. I always loved when Peyton Manning did play action. I'm like, why? I would just run right at him and let the running back go.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, when defenders fell for it too, I'm like, what are they doing? And now a pass to Le'Veon Bell for no gain.
That's tough though. That pass was high. Put Bell off balance. And then he takes the hit.
Fat guy he broke 2 chairs this summer, 2 rolling office chairs, and I just got a new one, but it kind of smells like mothballs, so I don't know what the plan is here now. We're going to need some Febreze here. Lucky we have a Safeway close to us.
It's a good thing you're sitting on a memory foam pillow.
I am sitting on a memory foam pillow. It's storing all of my gas in its memory.
So 2nd and 20. I'd probably go draw here.
Yeah, of course. And why aren't, Bell better be lining up at receiver. What are they doing?
This is awesome. Look at this defense. Yeah, they're fucked here. Oh my goodness. Are the Jets for real?
They could have got a touchdown on that play.
It was 3 versus 2 out there in the block. I don't know. You tell me what Jamison Crowder was doing on that play.
I got to be honest. When you have Bell running a screen, why do you have Jamison Crowder as one of the blocking guys?
That's just how it worked out. But you have to actually watch what he did on this play. I don't know how they didn't show that play. That's the most interesting play of the game. They brought Le'Veon Bell out for this play. We're getting a Ty Montgomery run. Jets are going to at least attempt to put points on the board here. No, Boss Lion, I agree. They had to run the ball there. They got in field goal range.
Yeah, they need 3 points.
And Luke Falk's your quarterback. You can't just throw the ball.
Sam Ficken, here we go.
This is the problem, Boss Lion, is that last play should have been a touchdown. They had 3 guys versus 2 out there. 2 blockers, 2 defenders, and Le'Veon Bell. And you tell me how that didn't work.
Maybe the most elusive running back. Hey, we got points on the board for the Jets.
But Jamison Crowder didn't throw a block. You got to go back. Now that it's commercial break.
Big Rye is really upset.
I'm very upset with this last play. Because you tell me what Jamison Crowder is doing here. He cost them a touchdown. Here we go.
But I just don't know why you'd even have him blocking of all players.
It's just how the play worked out here. So watch.
Yeah, but it's designed though.
They took Robbie Anderson off that side. Okay, watch the top. So there's 2 defenders and there's 3 offensive guys. And you watch what Jamison Crowder does.
He just missed his assignment. It's moronic, but are you really surprised?
I am, because it's that's a difference between a touchdown and not a touchdown. That's a big deal. That's
absolutely.
I feel like that's not just
It's a missed assignment though. He's ridiculously stupid in that instance.
Makes no sense to me. I literally don't know what he's thinking.
Hey, what am I supposed to go phone him up? Hey, this is what you do, Jamison Crowder, be a football player. That's why I like Anquan Bolden, all right? Yeah, but you have Bolden there. It's a touchdown, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
And remember I argued about Hines Ward? You got Hines Ward out there. That's a touchdown.
Yeah, I'd take Hines Ward there.
Yeah, there. I like him all day. You lose a little bit in the receiving game. You gain in the blocking and football sense.
Yeah, but who did you say you wanted over Hines Ward last week?
And I said I would rather a guy that blocks. And you said, oh, so you mean Hines Ward over Michael Thomas?
Yeah.
I just said he's more my style, okay? I like physicality. I like power run.
Okay.
You can have it your way. I'll have it mine.
Michael Thomas would have made that block. Actually, no, he probably
No, he wouldn't have. Get out of here. And Randy Moss, not when he was on the Raiders. He might have made that block during his Patriots tenure, though.
Randy Moss would have caught that ball.
Yeah.
And then came back and yelled at the coach for not getting him the ball.
That was my favorite when they yelled at the coach. Why didn't I get the ball?
You don't get a...
Jake Jacobs got a technical question for you, Big Rye.
It was Jake, it was a lot of problems for me. I figured it out, but you're only going to get one username, so you got to figure out which one you want and roll with it. The most important part is to use your same email address, because right now what I'm doing is using an email address to find out, And then I think it just takes whatever your first username was. So I've had some people use multiple email addresses, and I'm going to have to figure out a way to contact them or combine them together and make one. But after the second week, when we get like a third week going, I'm sure people will use one email or one username over another. But you can change it all you want. I've kind of figured out a way technically to get around it, but it's a pain in the ass. But it's all right. It's good. I figured it out already. Oh, they got Sam Ficken kicking too. Yeah. Oh, that's the entire story they just gave.
Yeah, it was a good graphic. You missed it. That was one of my favorites.
They do a really good job on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, they do.
Ridiculous graphics.
Yeah, Boss Lion has some serious disdain for the kickers. I don't really blame him. That looked like a false start by Joel Batoni, or JC Treader rather. Chubb is taken down behind the line by Nate Hairston. 13-3, everybody. The Browns are winning. A quote from Greg Williams: "I want my corners to be part of the run game." I agree. Unfortunately, corners can't tackle anymore. They went to the Deion Sanders school of...
Who was the free safety? Was it Kendrick Lewis?
Kendrick Lewis. He couldn't tackle at all. He was good in coverage, but man, that guy couldn't tackle. Batted ball by 34, Brian Poole. Excellent job, Jets D. That was your favorite player for a while, Kendrick Lewis, watching him play?
Because just...
I don't know, he literally couldn't tackle.
Good in coverage and terrible tackler.
Yeah.
You're a prototypical free safety. I don't know.
I don't think that's prototypical, but...
Well, it was for the Chiefs for...
10 years?
Yeah. It helps when you have superstars everywhere else on the field. That's a big third down conversion for the...
Devin Ratley.
For the Browns.
Damian Ratley. I don't know if I call him Devin.
And that's a 2-minute warning.
I really hate these Browns jerseys. I really do.
Weren't they supposed to go with the color rush jerseys all year?
I don't know, yeah. But you can't when you're on the road, though.
Is Pat McAfee wearing an analyst shirt?
It's analyst.
Oh.
Depending on what state you're in.
Pat McAfee's kind of turned into like a wrestling figure.
I think he was in he was in the WWE for a bit.
That makes sense.
Like guest appearances. Oh, you want to hear the greatest thing about... Freddie Prinze Jr. was a writer for WWE for like a couple years. Isn't that bizarre?
I don't even know what that means.
You know who Freddie Prinze Jr. is?
I know he's like some actor, but...
He was like a famous 90s actor. You're useless, really.
I know who he is. I just don't know why. Why was he writing for them? Why did WWE take
exactly?
interest
It
in
blows
it?
my mind. That's the guy?
I don't get it.
Hey, we need an actor. Who? I want to see whoever says that at a production meeting. You know what we need, guys, to spice this show up? We need an actor.
I don't know. I don't get it. What are they talking about?
Oh, about the kick from Greg Robinson in week 1. That show was bizarre because there were two guys like with computers in his stage and then two guys behind him and through a window. And then he's doing stand-up comedy. I don't know what the plan is. I don't get it. Pat McAfee was a funny player though. He was a good punter.
Yeah, I guess I don't.
Yeah, he was. No, you see some of his onside kicks were great. He was excellent at that. He's a stand-up comedian now.
Pretty much.
No, he is.
Some dangerous throws from
Baker on covered people. I got to be real, though. The Browns' protection has been pretty decent, all things considered.
He's been very active moving around, like swinging outside
style,
of the pocket. Though. Yeah, I guess so. I remember him last year being very good inside the pocket, but he hasn't really needed to this game. The Jets are giving him the edge. The Jets' front seven in general with the Mosley injury is just not very strong.
And Quinnen Williams. Come on, buddy.
Yeah, that's true. They're missing 2 of their 3 best players.
2nd and 10 at the 44 for the Browns. Batted ball for the 3rd time.
The Jets' coaching, though, has been really good. They're getting very creative on all these play calls. And that's something that they talked about in week 1. Teams kind of threw, I forget who the Browns played week 1, Tennessee.
And
they were talking about how Tennessee threw the kitchen sink at him and did multiple different defenses for him to look at and read. When I read that, I was kind of like, isn't every team doing this every week? Like, who's just dropping 2 safeties back and playing man every down? I was kind of confused by, like, that's an excuse that made them play bad.
Oh, if they do this strategy, one uncommon strategy will beat them, you know? It's like one of those internet ads. If you do this one secret thing, you will lose a lot of weight.
That's true.
Billionaires hate this money trick.
I'm still waiting for my penis to grow.
Yeah.
It's just 3 more weeks of pills and then 2 more orders. And I get to pay bi-weekly. It's pretty much a steal.
Yeah, I'm sure they work.
Joe. Is that Peyton Manning and Joe Namath's clothes?
Yeah, I'm sure more happened under the covers there.
Yeah, I bet he wanted to kiss him. I keep seeing all these like teaser for Peyton Manning interviews, but I don't know where to watch them.
I don't think you would watch them. No.
I wouldn't mind watching 1 or 2.
I would. I'm good.
Well,
I don't need to know how well the Papa John stock is doing, okay?
I think he's out. Maybe
not.
Yeah,
I think he did because Papa John said the N-word or something.
Yeah.
Pretty standard stuff in today's world.
But he said it on a phone call with Peyton Manning.
No, he said on the phone call with someone else, but he did say it, and it was recorded. I actually had that pizza last week. It was so bad.
Was it?
Oh,
you know who the big celebrity spokesperson is for Papa John's right now? Shaquille O'Neal.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, so when they went the other way.
Yeah.
Hey, we said the N-word, so we'll get a famous black celebrity. That'll make it better. The
biggest one.
What?
They got the biggest one.
Physically, yeah.
No, celebrity-wise.
Big Rye does have a fresh cut. He did a little upstairs, downstairs, so he really went out this week.
Yeah. A little off the top, a lot off the bottom, as I like to say.
4th and 4 for the Browns. They went for it. Took the time right off the clock. They're going to get a delay of game penalty. They're going to punt, and the Jets are going to get a chance to recoup some of the points down 13-3. Kitchens wearing a nice orange Browns. Kind of what I got on right now, but the reverse. He does have the shape of a trapezoid, though. Like he's like his fat head on top of his small neck, and then it comes down like this on all sides. You know what he looks like? All right, you're gonna have to put this up here, Big Rye.
I was just gonna say it'd be meta if the Browns faked that punt after taking all the time off the clock.
Yes.
But really, this is a game they don't need to do that kind of stuff. I have a really, really excellent picture to show you.
Oh, I was going to come at you with something, but I want to see this.
I'll be back.
I hope he comes back with his clothes on, because last time he did this, it wasn't fun for anybody.
don't even think this picture can go on stream, but I found this picture at a place I'll tell you later.
Who's that?
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, that can't go on. We'll get canceled. The cancel culture will get us for that one. That's a Venice type thing. It's harmless for the time, but
Yeah, it's electron watts.
I can't really remember that. How'd everyone do on their fantasy? Fat guy's probably gonna go 1-1. Very, very small chance at 2-0 if Beckham managed to get massive points. Big Rye is already lost.
I'm pretty sure I lost already. My other league, I'm 2-0. That other league is gonna be good.
Yeah, I don't want to get canceled for showing an offensive photo. Offensive to YouTube. Don't forget, Big Rye and the Fat Guy. They tend to take things a lot lighter. What a drop by Josh Bellamy. Oh, and Big Rye, we're in a 2-strike survivor. 2-0 for Fat Guy. Strike for Big Rye.
Yeah, I took the Steelers this week.
They lost, pal.
I play to win the game.
And the game burned you.
In a 16-team league, I put up 112 points this week.
That's pretty good. You're in first, right?
Especially considering it's only a 1 running back league, so there's actually 1 less position.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Oh, Kelce and Henry, those are monsters.
Sony Michel, Emmanuel Sanders, Tyler Lockett, Matt Ryan.
Gavin, anyone can win in one week. So, yeah, at worst, you are in fantasy is 65-35 at worst. So you still got a good shot at it. I have by far the best team in one of our leagues, and I just lost.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, Big Rye in one of our leagues, Big Rye didn't have a pick until the 8th round, and he has a top 4 team. Guy did his homework.
Yeah, Gavin, you're still live. Hey, as I tell Fat Guy every year, even if it's a 10-team league, him and I have like a 12% chance in winning.
Yeah,
it's just
we're slightly better.
There's so much luck involved, whereas 10 people, 10% chance for everybody, but it just takes 1 or 2 injuries to change the entire league. What are your thoughts on adulthood mono?
Pardon me?
What are your thoughts on adulthood mono?
I almost died from mono. I'm not even joking. I was in the hospital for 2 months because they misdiagnosed it. So I went untreated for a month, and I lost half my body weight. I was 104 pounds because I was a kid, and I was 49 pounds when I went to the hospital. I couldn't walk because my legs were atrophied. It was an interesting time, and then I was a month and a bit, almost 2 months in the hospital, and then I couldn't go to school for 4 months, I think.
Sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, it was a good time. Dad had a lawsuit with the with the clinic. It was all whole work. So it was great. Oh, and Dad hired a private physician. That was great too. That cost him a few bucks.
He became a private investigator after that, if I remember.
He just went around yelling. It's usually what he did. That was a good plan for him. I kind of wish I had that type of mono now. I'd like to lose half my body weight now.
Did he ever get a call for a resume that was dropped off at a Wendy's?
No, he didn't.
Okay, just asking for a friend.
Mayfield with a bomb to Beckham that is batted away by 20. Marcus May. That was fantastic. Great job. Now, what is he hurt now? Oh, maybe he just wanted some more guys handling him, some more male attention. He got a little bit of his fill on the last play, and now he needs it from the suited gentleman. Panic pass by Baker Mayfield, flag down. Looks like Beckham got some tightness. Holding on the offense. I don't know. I would decline.
They still have a field goal to 10 with. It's not so much a downs thing with them. It's more yardage. Because they're playing against the clock.
Yeah.
Anything in bounds, they have to run up and spike it.
Oh, they don't have...
And
Oh,
that's
yeah.
gonna put them
Ben
into
Browns aren't
fourth
going to be
down.
timeouts.
But it is an interesting decision to make.
I like declining a lot of penalties because I'd rather the downs are gone. It's just... everyone is dropping balls on the Browns. Hey, it's not like they spend more on receivers than any other team.
Yeah.
It's not like they do that.
I want to see that one more time. It didn't look exactly
That was
on the money
catchable.
accurate.
Odell's running a locker room, but he's running, so I don't know what the issue is. His gait looked okay. Well, I like the word gait.
It's a good word.
Yep.
So it's 3rd and 20. Any tackle inside is going to end this half. Unless this happens. Because now they can get up and spike the ball. They're going to have more than enough time to get this done. And then it's going to be a field goal. So that's 3 more points for the Browns, assuming that Austin Siebert can hit this.
But going back to the callback of Detroit time, big boss Lion, anything can happen with kickers.
Anything could happen.
Can I see my Fantasy Football League champion trophy that I'm going to win this year, please?
Yeah, for sure.
Big Rye was a champion last year. And Fat Guy came in last. On purpose, though, he traded his whole team for picks. This should be mine this year. Should be. But funnier things have happened. It's made in China. I don't want it.
He hit it. Siebert's been good so far.
16-3, the Browns into the half.
Adam Gase looks defeated.
He's got a logo. It says 1960 on it, the Jets. I'm assuming that's when they beat the Baltimore Colts to win the Super Bowl.
How hard is it to create a game plan to just come out and run the ball every play in the second half?
Well, you gotta. There's Big Rye. There's 6 gaps, so it's a 16% chance, right? You're gonna run any which way. And then what if they do a flea flicker, eh? Next, Pat McAfee and Tim Tebow play some games.
It's kind of weird that you don't get the halftime show. I'm kind of worried that I have the same haircut as Tim Tebow.
One thing I noticed, he does look muscular, but he might be in the market for a brassiere. Oh, they're playing the water version of beer pong. Because, beer is unhealthy.
So Teddy Bridgewater at quarterback for the Saints for the next 6 to 8 weeks. I feel like Adam Schefter needs a booster seat standing at this.
I can't. I gotta hold this one in. Adam Schefter is my least favorite person involved with the NFL. He's just a scummy rat. Like, he released... Hold on, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, never mind. He released Jason Pierre-Paul's medical records, and he didn't even get in trouble. Like, what? Like, he got some small lawsuit, and the nurses that gave it to him lost their jobs. He's just a scumbag. Anyways... I forgot, Tebow's left-handed.
There's so much going on in this video. They're at a driving range.
Yeah, you've got Scott Van Pelt, and they're at Top Golf.
A huge plug for Dazin, but they screwed up because there's a reflection on the logo that they put to the sky. They could have just filmed this from the other direction.
Yeah, I'm not. This is really boring. Almost as much as the dead air that our viewers are witnessing right now. 16-3 Browns over Jets.
All right, guys, we'll take a short break and we'll be back when the game starts up. All right, and we're back for the second half. Turn off this music. Jets are receiving to start this half, which is nice for the Jets to possibly get back into this game. It's going to be tough without Simeon. Those are words you don't think you'd ever hear yourself say, but here we are. Pinning this on the O-line is interesting.
Oh, nice sack.
Adam Gase put the first half offensive woes on the offensive line.
Yeah? Is that what he did?
That's what he did.
The best part of his offense?
Yeah.
Okay. The one thing I will say is offensive linemen are the least amount of divas of anything, and they're the only ones who could take something like that.
Watch him throw Falk to the ground here.
Isn't that a flag? Like, how do they work this? I'm down with all violence.
I think that was the most violent quarterback hit I've seen. He slammed his head into the ground. These have been some violent hits from Myles Garrett. I wonder who's backing up Luke Falk.
Yeah, they better find that out soon.
What's up, Dacus? How you doing tonight?
We're streaming this on Twitch and YouTube, so sometimes the username responses don't always make sense to everybody. Falk's got a rugged handsomeness to him, doesn't he?
Bob?
Falk.
Oh, Luke Falk?
Yeah.
He does.
Landry on the return, not that good. Tackled quite well by 46 on the Jets. Hewitt. Browns have the ball and the lead, 16-3, Cleveland. Not that big a Dorito fan, but I feel like junk food, which is quite common for me. I look like one of those college guys with this cool visor setup I got going on.
Yeah, you do.
I'm a man. I'm 31.
I feel like you look like a guy who would have been throwing out cards at my grandma's poker game.
Throwing out what?
Throwing out cards.
Oh, like get mad?
Dealing them. I don't know any slang for being a dealer.
Oh, okay.
Some serious stuff going on out there.
Yeah, obviously.
It's dangerous.
Got some new hats from New Era, the NFL shop apparently. Oh, Rambo, Last Blood. This has got to be a great. Oh, he's got the bow and arrow back. No facial hair and little bandana usage though. That's disappointing. Feels like John Rambo, just trouble has just followed him everywhere since Vietnam. Kind of like the story of when Sylvester Stallone saw Rambo. He hated the movie so much that he wanted to pay for it not to be released, pretty much. And he didn't get his wish clearly, and everyone loved it. And by everyone, I mean me and my father, demented father. Yeah. We ran in that movie like every 2 weeks.
Docus, we haven't done our week 3 picks yet. We're going to be doing them right after this. After this game is when we'll film, and then picks will be out soon after.
Yeah.
Sometime late tonight.
Yeah,
probably
11 p.m. or something.
Yeah, probably around 11 p.m. Pacific time or 2 a.m. Eastern time. I'm not sure where you're at.
The guy who's probably going to win this week, he's a bit of an odds oracle. He predicted it with his name.
T-shirt time?
Mm-hmm.
He knew.
Chubb looks great on this run. Jeez.
He's going to get a lot of run this
half.
This second half.
He's a good player.
Our YouTube's Big Rye and the Fat Guy. I'll put the link in the chat for you.
We have to bring up that accounting error from earlier.
Oh, yeah. Some of you guys might have noticed, but for the week 2 picks video, I actually made some mistakes on the week 1 leaderboard. But I've made those changes. And I'll always check the website, guys. If you go to bigryanthefatguy.com, that's where you'll be able to see what's the most recent. I got to remember to change a picture on there later on tonight.
Mayfield just took a huge hit from Hewitt. Hewitt getting it done on special teams and on defense. 4th and 4, they're going for it. The Browns apparently on the 49-yard line. They're faking it. The Jets aren't even close to buying it.
Teams are just so bad at faking these. No problem, Docus. And I'll also... We also got our website, bigryanthefatguy.com. So we have a bunch of links there. As well as that's where you can make your picks. And then you get featured. We have our own leaderboards. I'll put up an example. So t-shirt time went He's 11-3. It looks like he's going to be going 12-3 this week. 15 games. Didn't even make a pick on Thursday, and is going to end up winning. He's already locked it up. T-shirt time. It's impossible for.
Yeah, there you go.
Lecce and Moose. Yeah, 86 people made picks this week. It's nice.
It's a nice turnout. Making the competition a bit stiffer. We got any regulars in the top? Wook Dog? Mickey Hill. I like Mickey Hill and Wook Dog. Some of my favorites. Oh, my friend Stuart. Gay for Fat Guy.
Oh, that's Stewart?
That's Stu, yeah.
9-6 this week, and he's got Cleveland. 10-6 week is unreal.
I'll let him know. I'm going to see him tomorrow.
12-3 is spectacular for T-shirt time.
Mm-hmm. I like that two of the guys near the top didn't even pick the Thursday game.
Yeah, it's crazy. A lot of people did take Carolina, but that could be. It's a big difference maker. Could be the difference between winning one of these shirts and not winning. Don't get any Doritos on that shirt, by the way. Not yours.
I kind of think I should. I almost want to wipe my hands on it.
It's terrible. We're not selling bathwater here.
We aren't?
You know about that streamer who sold
Someone
her
told me about
bathwater?
that. Didn't they get like $3,000 or something for it?
Got a lot of money for it. I think like 10 grand total.
Whatever. That's like just weird.
It is weird. That's
why
why
Japanese businessmen buy used underwear all the time. At least it's what they lead us to believe. Like, they're probably some big troll in Japan. Like, watch these stupid Americans believe this.
That's true.
Booker showing support for Steve Wilkes, calling an unjust firing in Arizona. I disagree. I think he was not fit for the job. Good D coordinator. I wouldn't want him as my head coach.
When Cliff Kingsbury gets fired at the end of this season, do you think he's going to go back to college, or do you think he's going to be an offensive coordinator in the NFL?
Why would you want that guy to coordinate your offense? You need some creativity if you're coming from college, and he's at 0 so far. This should be a sack. Is it Garrett again?
Yep.
That's good for old that guy.
That's his, I think his
third or fourth.
It's his second for sure in this half. I think he had one in the first half. It's him versus Beecham out there on an island, and he's beating Beecham however he wants. And he slammed Falk on his head twice now. Which is...
3 sacks for Garrett. Bell just does an excellent job knifing through the middle. 3rd and long. Their own territory, the Jets. I don't like their chances.
It is still too bad that the Browns never drafted Nick Chubb and instead brought in Olivier Vernon for a lot of money.
Bradley Chubb, you mean?
Bradley Chubb, yeah.
Yeah. Ward's a good player, though. I would just rather a pass rusher, but
Myles Garrett with 5 sacks on the season leads the league.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive to lose a game by 30 and still have 2 sacks in the game for week 1 against
That's
Tennessee.
true, yeah. Punt by the Jets. About the 35.
Oh, here's Myles Garrett boxing in the gym.
He doesn't look like a good boxer. Oh, I'd like a run at him. If that's how he boxes, I'm not exactly worried. Holy, that was bad.
He's such a big guy. You're just not used to seeing guys this big.
Yeah, I got a height and a weight advantage and an experience in boxing advantage. So how about that? Bring it on, Myles Garrett. The challenge is open. Stipe Miocic, on the other hand, I'll be good. I'll pass on that one.
Miocic has roots in Cleveland.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, Joseph, the Jets coaching is bad. They look like they're not even... I don't know. It doesn't look like they're even trying to win this game. Like, the Jets are minus 12 in passing yards. Minus 12, fat guy. Jets passing yards.
Well, they're on the third string quarterback. They haven't really tried to pass. They've been sacked a bunch of times. Nothing surprises me. Mayfield's having a lot of time. If the Jets don't have a pass rush, they're going to be in trouble. Interesting.
Pretty cute picture of Nick Chubb.
You have to have feelings to think things are cute, Big Rye.
That's a cute picture.
Or maybe I'm just talking about myself. So it's a baby. Lots of them. Third and 9 for the Browns. Ernest Johnson in at running back. He's doing a block release route. Henry Anderson just misses the feet of Mayfield. Mayfield throws on the run. It is inaccurate to Jarvis Landry on the Jets sideline. They are going to punt, or maybe we'll do some sort of stupid gimmick where they wait till the game clock runs down. They take a delay of game penalty, even though a penalty wouldn't benefit them very much.
Joseph Simmons here to talk trash about them 49ers.
They won 2 games. Good for them. They beat 2 bad teams.
I know you said watching back they look very impressive.
In this game, yeah. You got 3 pick sixes against Jameis Winston. Like, okay, it's good, but...
And then they played, was it in Cincinnati?
In Cincinnati.
How did Cincinnati's coaching look?
It kind of just got away from them, more or less. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
The They were a little creative, though, San Fran, and I like that. I got to say, though, that they do have 2 road wins in a row, which is nice. I'm not sold yet, everyone. They won 2 games, Joe. It's a 16-game season. You know, you could be 10-6 and not that good in my book. I'm sorry, I'm a hard target. And you could be 4-12 and not that bad.
They do have real talent, though.
Every team does.
San Francisco, at least we've liked what they've done in the draft.
Oh, absolutely, because they draft important positions. Matt McGlinchey, DeForest Buckner. Buckner's a favorite player of mine, like one of them. Really good player. I don't know. Does he have a sack this year? I hope he does.
I'm not sure.
Oh. He's taller than me. Jeez, big guy.
Joseph said, not every team has real talent.
I can think of a talented guy on every team. Like multiple. Come on now. Everyone gets a first-round pick, and if you're a bad team, you get high first-round picks.
I think it wasn't so much the talent that was questioned coming into the season for us, for the 49ers. It was the coaching. And Shanahan's a guy that you and I both like, but
loved as a coordinator, but
as a head coach, he hasn't been.
Hasn't really. This might be the year. Their offensive strategy has been decent, but this is the first time he has a cohesive quarterback situation. So,
and they've beat 2 teams that are below average.
Yes, they have. That's why I'm not gonna. They've done what they need to do. You can only play you can only beat who's in front of you, right? That's the old college idiom, and I don't think that's wrong. Good for them. Good. They have 2 decisive wins over 2 teams on the road. Those are all good things. Road victories are harder to do in the NFL than anything. But again, I'm not organizing the parade in Santa Clara. Hey, even the Dolphins have Xavier and Howard,
Rashad Jones.
That's good.
3-0 this week. You are, Joseph, or you think San Francisco's going to win?
Who's San Fran up against?
They play at home against Pittsburgh.
That's a good matchup for them, especially this week. Bombed by the Jets. It's underthrown, but still caught by Robbie Anderson. Ward screwed up. That was a bad play by Ward. I just think that was underthrown and that wasn't a comeback route. Beckham is shaking his head in front of him. Bell trying to make the best out of a tough situation with that run. Nice play by Bell. Unfortunately, that was not for first down. Just making it the halfway mark of the... What is going on here?
Yeah, the Jets shouldn't be this bad, but they've been this bad so far. There's still 20 minutes left in this game, so I wouldn't be surprised if they put down at least 10 more points, but we'll see. There's a big 3rd down conversion. Robbie Anderson's made 2 catches on this drive. 2 impressive catches, I should say.
Yep, and they certainly were.
Hopefully, Le'Veon Bell can get a couple more touches here. This is, I believe, the first time the Jets are in the red zone.
Yeah, it is. It's the deepest they've gone tonight. Screen
to Ty Montgomery. He had space, but Schobert makes a good tackle.
He was too indecisive. He should have just cut to the outside.
The Schobert did a really good job getting out of the way of the blocker on that play and then making the tackle.
Joe, you got to give him a little bit of leeway. They are on their third string quarterback. Not many teams have a contingency plan for that. I'm not saying it's good, but I mean, like, all things considered, like, everyone on their third string quarterback is going to be bad.
I'm with Booger here. He's talking about the lack of creativity on offense, and we've seen a little bit more here. It's easier to say when there's been a couple completions, but like, you got to bring out every trick play, everything you can to try to win this game. They're not out of this game. They're down 13 points. 20
They've run this inside zone run a bunch of times. If they make it less obvious, it's a good run. It's a good play.
I hope Bell gets this ball again.
I'm agreeing with you there, Joe. Ty and they should play wishbone. I think more teams should do that. It's my style. All the time in the world for Falk. He bombs it, but he's pushed out of bounds. Ward pushes Anderson out of bounds. He kind of pushed him before the ball got there, though. It's almost PI. I don't know what the rules are anymore, though, clearly.
Yeah.
They're going for it, and I don't blame them. If they're going for it, then why don't they just run it twice and get the first down? But I'm going to circle back to what Joe said. I like two running backs on the same time. Guys that can catch. Two running backs that can catch. Just run Bell. It's 2 yards. Throw to Bell. Now he's got to beat a guy. Now he's got to beat two guys.
Oh.
No, he doesn't.
Too bad.
Yeah.
That play didn't develop properly.
Run it twice, though. If it's 3rd and 2 and you're going to go for it on 4th, run it twice. I hate when teams do this. You should be in 4-down territory at the start of the down and distance. And so your whole thing should be designed. How do I get there? You know what I mean? If it's 3rd and 2 and you go for it on 4th, you run the ball 2 times. It's not rock science. See, I did an egg cord in there. That was on purpose, guys. Assuming you got it.
Yeah, whenever I say something stupid, it's on purpose too.
Yeah, I called it out instantly. This is a guy who has no sense of decorum whatsoever. His quesadillas consist of cheese and bread. No, peppers? No. Mushrooms? No. I know I didn't say tomatoes, but come on. I just miss the old... Remember Miami when they went 11-5? I mean, I get that Wildcat offense isn't sustainable, but their run plays were annoying. They were using the full 4 downs most of the time, and they were getting it. And they had a 3-way wishbone of Fusaka Polite at fullback, Ricky Williams, and Ronnie Brown. Thank God Ronnie Brown could throw, though. Brown's
Baltimore's
passing
doing
chops
it this
impressive.
year.
Pardon me?
So Baltimore's doing it this year.
Okay. Not quite. Theirs is a little bit more dynamic. They can pass a lot better than... But, I mean, Cleveland, when they went winless, they should have just played Terrell Pryor at quarterback. They would have won 3-4 games easy.
Yeah, that's true.
And they should have told him to run most of the time. Most athletic player ever in the NFL, aside from maybe Bo Jackson, is Terrell Pryor. I'm going to put that out there. As far as I've seen for my money last 10 years, guy's a gazelle. Nobody's good. Athletically. Everything else, football-wise, no. You got 1,000 yards receiving after a few months of switching positions. How does that happen? We're in Canada, so we got our elections coming up a little bit earlier than you guys.
Titans-Jags on Thursday. That'll be an interesting game.
Gardner Minshew. Interesting. At least maybe they have a guy that they're going to be able to go with next year. And it's a later pick. Nice play to Beckham. This could be gone.
He's gone.
This could be gone. Beckham, huge touchdown, Odell Beckham. Huge.
And that's what you expect from Beckham. That's kind of
89-yard touchdown reception, Odell Beckham Jr., his first as a Brown. And as much as I don't like, I'm not a big fan of Beckham and his antics, there's no questioning his yards after the catch. If you hit him in stride, he is the most dangerous player in the NFL, I believe, when you get him kind of in those slant spots. I mean, I don't think there's a lot of things about his receiving game I don't like, but that one to me is undeniable. When he gets in those spots, he's the hardest to stop. And they got him. There's no safety that's going to be able to stop him when he gets to this point. He didn't even need to cut. He didn't, but he did anyway. So good job. Good job, Beckham.
He did a really good job keeping his speed on that cut, too.
Yeah, and that's another thing. He changes direction probably faster than anybody. He really does. And like I said, I'm really not a Beckham fan. .34 did a commendable job.
Yeah, Brian Poole almost caught him.
That might have saved my fantasy. There's a chance. I doubt it, but there's a chance. Oh, Chubb got a touchdown, so no.
Joseph said that Terrell Pryor was the most elusive quarterback he'd ever seen.
I'm going to agree with that. I felt the same thing. There's weird highlights if you watch an old Raiders-Bears preseason game of Pryor. He's like unbelievably jumps off the screen at how athletic he was. They couldn't do anything to stop him. He even did a jump pass.
Yeah. And
there's a play where I believe when they were playing the Dallas in the preseason, this is many years ago, where it was I think it was DeMarcus. No, it wasn't DeMarcus Lawrence. It might have been when Ware played on the team, and you saw that the guy's a yard away, and he couldn't get him. What kind of stats were you looking for, Martin Brown?
We're not really next gen stat guys.
The interpretation of stats is I don't know. It's not to our liking necessarily, because things that are important like receiving yards and things like that. I mean, it's just an option for a team. We don't focus on it too much. So, as far as
no, we don't follow any things like that.
That kind of stuff. Yeah.
What we follow specifically is market trends.
Yeah. We like market trends. We find there's a really good gambling book that speaks specifically to that. He says that it's negative because think about this. Matt Ryan has a different team each time he plays in a dome, and he plays in a dome a lot. So like, it shouldn't correlate with the future. Do you know what I'm saying? So each instance is its own independent entity, kind of. So it's hard to give. We don't give a weight. That kind of stuff doesn't work for us because it's just a historical nuance. Let's call it.
Yeah, and the only thing that would affect is home field advantage, and people know that Atlanta has a good home field advantage. We'd have it set at 4, and that's pretty close to about that 66%. Yeah, our.
Oh no, I was talking about a book specifically.
But if you want to check betting percentages, you can go to sportsinsights.com.
Yeah.
And if you want to be making picks against us and kind of follow along for that, you could use BigRyanTheFatGuy.com.
Yeah. If you're interested in sports betting, I'll type a title in the chat here. Yeah, exactly. I'll give it to you just 1 second here. Actually, you want to type it in, Big Rye?
Yeah, what is it?
The Stanford long one.
I'll just grab the book. You can show it.
Yeah, I'm going to grab the book here.
It's backwards, but it's called Sharp Sports Betting, 2009, and it's written by Stanford Wong.
That might not have the exact information I was talking about. I've read hundreds of books, so I'll pull things from other ones. There's also another one, Beat the Sports Book by Dan who?
Well, Martin, it sounds like you're interested in just sports gambling in general. Fat guy, you kind of want to give him the breakdown of what's important to you. And
Yeah, that's this is kind of my territory because I'm an avid reader. I like turning over stones. Yeah, Beat the Sports Books by Dan Gordon. Here, I'm gonna link it in the chat. Here, there it is. The thing about sports betting is if everyone knew the answers, like they wouldn't be telling you. So you kind of have to find your own way, and you have to stick to math and logic more or less. Historical things, like people, because historical things are what's called an anchoring point. So it's a way to justify anything. Because think about this: anytime you like one side, what you'll do is you'll come up with especially sports broadcasting, they'll come up with a stat like that. Like, oh, that's the reason. But you could do that with realistically anything. You could find it. So it's not really a good way, I don't think, of being successful in it. I've been gambling on sports my whole life and everything. I gamble all the time. That's the main source of my income, to be honest. But gambling on you only do things that are positive expected value. I don't know what a geometry is. I'm going to look it up. I'm a big reader, so anything would interest me. You know, you could even tell me the Fibonacci sequence has something to do with... okay. Hey, so have you seen the movie, Martin? Pi? I think it's a Christopher Nolan. I think it's his first one. Or it's Darren Aronofsky, maybe. Yeah. Something like that, exactly. There is, I do kind of like the Pi is such an awesome movie. One of my favorites ever. I do believe in, there's a book called The Quaints. Yeah, exactly. Fibonacci sequence, the whole thing. I believe in that stuff. I actually think that stuff is real. I think it's beyond our comprehension, though. I don't think humans could really interpret it. There's something called the truth, they say, though, about people that are in financial markets and forecasters in general, that the ones at the top know some portion of the truth on how to predict things. What we do when we pick is we use because we studied a lot. We have historical numbers on which way the public bets on a side, and we have them since, 2007, Big Rye?
Yeah, something like that.
Every game in the NFL in 2007 and which way the public has bet. And they've historically lost. Like there hasn't been one winning year for them. So even though you're going to experience variance, we just generally take the other side. That's the first step in our process. Despite what you would, which way you lean, that should be your basis point. Even if your numbers point, even if our algorithm points one way, we're going to lean with how the market does, more or less, mostly. So we're going to go the other way.
Because we know there's way more information in the market than the research we do. But if there isn't enough market trends, we're going to trust what we've been doing.
No, we're going to be doing them after the game. So the video will probably be released around 11. We have a free contest. We give out a t-shirt. I've shown this 2 times already, but I'm going to just quickly show you again. This is the winner. Everyone gets one of these for winning the contest. A little fun prize. www.bigrideandthefatguy.com. 2019 Week 1 champion with your username. And then the back says, I finished on top of the fat guy. Poking a little fun at me. I don't mind. But the reason it's a fun social experiment this contest has been. And, we encourage people to participate. Those are the Week 2 leaders. And we're going to be doing a pick video this evening. Yeah, it's funny, eh?
About 3 weeks ago, Martin, I finished on top of the fat guy, but I didn't get a t-shirt.
Yeah. What do you want one? You gotta tell everybody. Jeez. Oh, you had Bucks money line. Good for you, Martin. We were on the Bucks too. That was a very pros versus Joe's bet. Yeah.
Martin, what do you do for your system? Yeah, well, it's t-shirt time.
Yeah.
I like that t-shirt time one with the 101. Like there was 100 other people.
Yeah, we would love an example. We're open to new information always. So, and don't be offended if I poke holes in it, because that's the whole purpose of. I like seeing deficiencies, because that means something you can fix and improve on. Yeah. We had Atlanta too yesterday as well. Two primetime games you're speaking of as well.
Yeah, primetime games. What he says by that is, or what he means by that is that more people are going to be betting those singular games, like a game like tonight, than there is during just a random game Sunday afternoon.
Sunday morning. Yeah. It makes sense. That's not how I would do things, but it's interesting nonetheless. I mean, people would call that circular logic, but I mean, if you can find, if it's that easy, if you can break the code, then I'm all for it. That's just not how I would do things. It's interesting though.
I think you're just a bit behind live.
Because don't forget, what you're looking for, Martin, is
a big trade, huh? Minkah Fitzpatrick to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
The Steelers traded a first-round pick for Minkah Fitzpatrick?
Apparently.
What are they doing?
That's a nice addition for the Dolphins.
Are the Dolphins serious? That's awesome. That's Steelers entry.
If you need quarterback records, Martin, you go to Pro Football Reference.
Pro Football Reference.
They have probably the most information you'll find.
Pro Football Reference is the best. We would say the best football website there is.
It's the best website to get stats that you want. And Joseph asked, do you think that the games are being rigged?
No, the thing about conspiracies is when you get too many people, like you'd need a lot of people to participate to make them work. And it's too difficult to engineer humans to do that. Someone's going to come out and say it, someone from within. They'll break their silence. People too untrustworthy. Goes back to that saying, three people can only keep a secret if two of them are dead. Bell just made an incredible play on 3rd and 11. He didn't get there, but what a play. Bell had to go the complete other way.
If 67 made that block, it would have been a first down.
We had the Jets, but that was before all the injury stuff, so we really don't have anyone. So
I'm doubling down. We had the Jets tonight.
You took the Jets? Oh, you took. Would you get 7?
6.5.
Lame. Yeah, I mean, Joe, it's up to you, right? Like, I'm not gonna tell you how to think. Everyone's entitled to think how they want to. I like that, but it doesn't make sense to me. I don't buy into it. So that's good. Everyone gets their own opinion, ideas, and let the numbers speak for themselves. It's realistic, you know. That's why we like doing this contest. Because if you disagree with us, good. That's fine. It's fine. You're gonna get to show us up.
The one thing I will say that it's important is the money management.
Yeah, money management's the hugest thing in the world.
What you do with your money, even after big wins, you can't be doubling or tripling up your bets because eventually it just runs dry.
Yeah, no one. Even if you're 60% better, you're still gonna end up losing it all because it'll be a bad run. So I just saw a really interesting commercial on this Canadian TV broadcast.
I'm trying to figure out what this is even for.
I don't know. It's a Wile E. Coyote type thing. It's Lego. Okay.
Makes
all right,
sense
Lego.
why it's so good.
What's that?
I said it makes sense why that commercial was so good.
Yeah. Why? Because you think Danish people do better commercials?
I just think that Lego's a very creative company that does.
Yeah,
does
I
a
would
good
agree.
job.
They stayed relevant for what, 50 years? I don't know how long Lego's been a company.
Appreciate the kind words, Martin. It's nice to get some legitimacy with all the work that we put into it. Whether we're right or not it's up for debate, but we're willing to make this as public as possible to kind of get people talking about it. Having a bunch of people in here talking about what to use to bet on football, whether you believe a game's rigged or not, like, this is interesting stuff. Joseph, I'll post the link.
It's always on our website.
Yeah.
Yeah, from 1949 to present, Lego has been around.
The website's a little bit messy, but eventually I'll get to the point where it looks good.
Yeah, it's in the most viable product, MVP stage. It'll only improve from here. Chubb, a workhorse with a nice first down run.
Yeah, Martin, it's just about you learn from everything you do and you just try to get better every day. It's a nice job from the Dolphins getting a first-round pick from Minka
jacked for the
Fitzpatrick.
Dolphins. I wish I had a last name like Brown. Mine's 12 letters long with four vowels. I'm tired of spelling it. It's mine.
Even more surprising is Roethlisberger's out for the season, and they just doubled down on a guy and lost a draft pick.
We appreciate that, Martin. We do a pick video every week. We encourage everyone to compete, as we say. We post all our results, so we were over 50% both years in a row. We had a better 2 years ago. Maybe the old man's wrong, Joe, but maybe he's not. I'm open to be wrong. I'm not infallible.
My uncle was a bookie for 50-plus years, and he can't talk about sports gambling without saying it's all rigged. And at one point, I'm pretty sure games were rigged. It just,
baseball for sure.
The longer we go, the harder it is to rig games.
Yeah. We had Pittsburgh. Yeah, we lost that game. Pittsburgh had an abysmal first game, so we'd like to bounce back from it. It didn't happen. Unfortunate though. It was. Roethlisberger got injured. Rudolph was okay though, kind of.
Yeah, Rudolph was fine. It was an impressive game from the Seahawks to play that well.
To win on the road too, Seattle. Yeah.
Pittsburgh's got good home field advantage. Arguably slightly a better team. Pete Carroll got his 100th win
interesting.
with Seattle, and it's the 100th season for the NFL.
Those are interesting numbers. I guess things aren't as coincidental as they seem.
Who was it? I forget his name, but the French coach who went...
Raymond Dominic.
Yeah.
He went off astrological signs to set the lineup for the French national team's World Cup berth. (23-3) Cleveland dominating this game in the fourth quarter, running the ball with Chubb. Browns beat the Rams next week? All right. I would enjoy that, to be honest.
We like that as well. Right now, it's a little bit early betting percentage-wise. It kind of sucks that the Browns won big today. But the Browns right now are 3-point underdogs against the Rams, which is a nice line for them. Our analytics would say that line's about right, but the market percentages say that it's a good chance to bet the Browns. It's good to stick with just one. If you like money lines, stick with money lines. The thing with money lines is that there's a lot more variance in your wins.
Yeah.
You can win. Yeah, the stream's helpful. The thing that's nice about spreads is it's a lot more 50-50. You're essentially tossing a coin every bet.
Yeah, you're trying to get you're looking for a 3% edge. Do you know what I mean? So realistically, if you bet $100 and you have a 3% edge, you're gonna make $3 over the long term betting that game, right? Regardless of what happens, which is so bizarre how it works. But you got to look at sports betting in the law of large numbers. Think about how casinos do it. Say everyone's betting roulette. Roulette pays 35-1, but there's 38 numbers. Right, so it's they get 3 38ths of advantage. So think about it this way: so for every $38 wager, they don't care who wins; they're going to win $3 out of every 38 wagered in roulette. That's just what it is. So it's very that's how you have to look at it. Law of large numbers. Now, the one thing is, a lot of people don't budget their money so that they're able to attain the numbers needed for the law of large numbers. So basically, you need a large bankroll, and you can only bet a small amount of it. It's what it is.
Yeah,
so that's the easiest way to put it.
We had I forget who it was, but a guy stopped by the stream about a month ago. We had Chicago in that game, but it wasn't. That was a no bet game for us.
Yeah, it was a no bet, but our leanings were to Chicago. Oh, guys, the Emmy's coming.
So Mard said it was the 199th game all time. 199 is
those
the
are interesting
number.
Those are very interesting.
46 away losses. Chicago equals 46.
Now my argument, Interesting stuff. My argument means how would you use that to pick each side though? How does that tell you who's going to win? Oh. Do you hear that? Is it coming? First day, new chair, who knows? Yeah, we tend to agree with Jake, but I'm open to listening. Yeah, you need a large sample, Martin, though. You do need a large one. I hope that you found the truth. I hope you have, but I'm gonna need a large sample to start believing it. Yeah, a large sample legitimizes it. That's part of the reason why we make all our picks with transparency, is to have a large sample. A large sample will tell you if what you're doing is wrong or right.
As well, so more than just us, it's about having a lot of people pick a lot of games.
Yeah.
To just show what the true percentage is of people being right versus people being wrong.
There is one downside to that, though. Even if there is a large sample with the amount of people that enter the contest, some people will be benefactors of the survivorship bias in that since there's 100 people competing, let's say, which is about what it is, chances are one guy is going to be head and shoulders above everyone else, and chances one guy is going to be well below. They're going to be really bad. But realistically, they both are going to regress to the mean at some point. That's generally how things work. That's how statistics work. Yeah. We generally do.
Well, only 9 people are above 500 so far.
Yeah, 9% above 500. That's really low. Oh, Bell fumbled. Oh! TJ Carey. Bell almost had a touchdown. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, he's not very happy with himself.
Good hit by Schobert.
Yeah, we should do a video where we take all that information we've collected from betting against the public and use it.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
That's a good idea, Martin. I'll be back in a moment. I think I'm going to get started on the visuals after this game is pretty much done.
Yeah.
See if I can be ready by the time the game's over.
Are you ready for me now?
I still need to make all the visuals.
You're not ready for me?
All right.
Yeah. You're exactly right, Jake. But that's why there's such a hole in sports betting is people are usually wrong. They just usually are. So that's why we try and go the other way. It hasn't proved fruitful so long, but I think career-wise, I'm like 57% against the spread. So it has worked for me long-term. Because people are swayed. Like, even though Miami lost by, 43, you still shouldn't be laying 18.5 points. It's things like that. Carolina, you laid 6.5. Like, to me, those are pretty obvious ones where you go the other way. And more often than not, you're going to win. I think the people are emotional beings, and they react emotionally. Sports betting is a robotic process. You take emotion out of it. The biggest sports bettor I know, he doesn't even know any of the players on any teams. And he bets a few million every weekend. And he doesn't... All of his has to do with which way the market is moving and getting the best prices. Because he has people in Vegas. He has multiple books. Well, more than multiple. He has every book he can get his hands on. And he just tries to get the right price for everything. He does a lot of what's called middling. Where he'll have, say... At a good price, he'll have Carolina minus 6.5. Yeah, I don't want to say his name on stream, but he was the guy that taught me, yeah. Yeah, he got me started on it. So he bets 25K a game. So, yeah, he has a very nondescript job, and he's a regular person. He lives modestly, but I've seen him bet before. It's ridiculous. And he has people that work for him in Vegas, too. They're called runners. So there are people like that in the world, yeah.
And Jake just brings up such a good point. Why do you think everybody is doing so bad in the contest?
I kind of just went over it.
50% should be 50th place, not top 10. And I'm just going to reiterate what the fat guy said, because this is the most important part that people should be looking at.
I don't have enough. We don't have a big enough bankroll, Martin, to make sports betting a living. But most of my income comes from playing cards, believe it or not. Sports betting is a nice addition. Generally, you get money betting against people because they offer worse lines than the books. The books are tough to beat. They really are. Even if you had a huge bankroll, you're only going to eke out a few percent a year against a strong book like Pinnacle.
And yeah, Martin, he's talking poker.
Yeah, Hold'em in Omaha. Yeah, I've been playing since I was a teenager. So Omaha is actually a lot easier of a game than Hold'em, even though you get 2 extra cards. And there is where we live. There's more supercars than anywhere else in the world. We live in Vancouver in Canada, British Columbia. There's a lot of Asian money, and they like to play cards, and they're not very good. No, Omaha is really great. It's just high variance. So I play Omaha online a lot. So it's the problem is though is you can lose 10 buy-ins in a day playing Omaha. My friend David is the biggest money winner of all time playing Omaha high-low on the internet. And he lost playing the $100 game. He lost $14,000 in 1 week, and then the next week he won $18,000. So, but he was playing 14 hours a day.
Martin said Omaha is bingo.
Yeah, because there's a lot of all-in situations in Omaha. There's a lot. So you can win big, lose big, but there's more edge in those. You can get a 55-45, a lot. If you're good, and sometimes you'll lose 10 of those in a row, though.
Which makes sense. That's the same
Which
thing
is
with
annoying.
betting.
Yeah. What was it? 2 weeks ago, playing 25, 50 cent, $50 buy-in, I lost 700 American in 4 hours, and then 3 days before that, I won 1,200 American. So I mean, in the same time frame, anything can happen. Yeah, I think too is there's software now for Omaha, Martin. There's one I really like. I'll type it in the description. It's called Odds Oracle. So I don't want to get into too much of a poker talk. I could talk for hours about that, but there's software and there's even solvers for the game now, so you can really study. That's how you get an advantage over the standard players. So if I'm doing that and they're just showing up, I'm going to win. In the long term, that is. Not in the short term. Anything's possible. $23-3. We haven't talked about the game much because it's kind of been over for some time now. Browns with the ball at the 31. 4:22 left. Looks to be an offside on Adams. Adams is chomping at the bit. I got to give Jamal Adams some credit here. He doesn't quit. He's not a quitting player. Adams went to LSU, I think. Lots of LSU secondary players that are good.
You think this is the play where Booger McFarlane messed up his fingers?
Yeah, I think that's the one.
Golden Panda with maybe the line of the night. Odell Beckham got a cute earring in tonight. I know I've been flustered. It's been hard on stream.
I might know Golden Panda.
Yeah.
I may know him. I may have given him that name.
That's even better.
You know him too. He's a guy that can drink beer very, very, very fast.
Oh, weird.
I think you know who I'm talking about now.
I've got an inclination.
Just so you guys know, Golden Panda can drink a beer faster than any human alive. Just so you know. And
also,
I have won lots of money betting on Golden Panda.
Yeah, somehow Golden Panda has even made me some money.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Yeah, Martin, I don't know if that's going to happen. Damian Riley gets free. Browns get the first down, 23-3 Cleveland. They've all but locked this game up.
I hope Jalen Ramsey gets traded to the Steelers after this. They might as well just trade their 2021 first-round pick, too, if this is their plan. But Ramsey would definitely help the Raiders out. Between him and Conley, you'd have a decent setup for the next few years. Raiders have to have the cap space, right?
Sorry, guys. I'm a big Golden Panda fan. I'm just really happy that he's joining us this evening. All
right. Jalen Ramsey said he wants to go to Vegas. Who wouldn't? Why wouldn't you want to play in Vegas?
I know. Well, you only expect it once, Panda. Only once. I am the coolest.
Yeah, well, what's the guy supposed to do? He's going to be bored as hell. Guy's injured. Has to sit on the sidelines. What else is he going to do? Right now, the site says that 96% of bets are on the Rams. I have a hard time to believe that. We'll put it in, but we'll see. Man, Le'Veon Bell looks choked. Choked about this game. Does Pro Football Reference have primetime stats? I'm not 100% sure. I'll see you guys later. Looking forward to the pick video in the morning. I'm going to enjoy my time in the top 10 on the leaderboard because it may not last. All right, Jake. You have a good night. Yeah. The second this game ends, we're going to be putting that video together. So you have a good night and enjoy the video tomorrow. Hopefully we can bring the heat. And you like those Jets jerseys, Martin? I know the Browns went to like the full-time color rush. Thursday game's going to be dull. Titans-Jags. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see who can win the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. It's two teams that the fat guy and I really like, even though the public doesn't really like either side, and that's why we like them. And percentage-wise, it's pretty split. 55% right now on the Titans, 45% on the Jags. Titans are 1.5-point favorites. So it's going to be a coin flip who wins this game. I'd probably give the slight advantage to Jacksonville just because they're at home.
Good to see you later, Jake. Yeah, Martin, we don't really do that. It's been popular to add it. I think we'll probably add it next year. What do you think?
The over-unders, I don't know. We're more concerned with win over-unders for the season.
Yeah, win for the season. I got to be real, though. Historically, I've been horrible at point totals. I'm just being honest. I've just been horrible, and it's deterred me. And this is over like 4 or 5 seasons. I was abysmal at it. So I've never we usually favor the under. Is that the best way to put it? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's tough with the rule changes.
Yeah, to keep up.
Because they favor the offense. And then things like the extra point change the over-unders as well. Because less extra points are being made. Which only slivers off like a point or two, but it makes a difference. So we finished 7-9 this week.
Not good.
T-shirt
Not the
time
worst.
Went 12-3.
Still getting some reps in for Falk in a clearly losing effort. 16 seconds left, 23-3 for the Browns. A win in a game they should win.
And I think the story of this game is just how poor the Jets played overall.
Well, I don't know. I just think they're too injured. And really. Late 5. 2 seconds left. Look, come on, guys. Seven straight home losses for the Jets. It's official and in the books. 23-3. A victory for the Browns on the road on Monday Night Football. Yeah, but that's part of the allure of the Jets. Is if the point spread's big enough, we're going to take those dogs. That's for sure. Yep, 7 straight home losses. Longest active streak. All right, we're gonna have to conclude our broadcast because we gotta make our pick video, guys.
Yeah, we got a video coming up, Martin. So
we gotta let you go.
Sometime in the next few hours, we'll have our picks coming out for week 3. Make sure you like. You've already subscribed. Thanks so much. You hit the bell, and just check out the video.
And to everyone else on the broadcast, we'll catch you next time, fat guys.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, guys. Catch you later.